Hello everyone. How is everybody doing? Welcome on Facebook, Instagram. Hi there, and welcome on LinkedIn. I am super excited to be with you today in our weekly lives. And today is so special for those who have kids. And even if you don't have kids, this is really very powerful. But it is more meant for parents today. So if you are like concerned how I can help my kids, how can I help them boost their self-esteem, why they do not achieve their goals, why they do not what made them lose their esteem. Well, this is for you. If you want to join us, and please, it's a chance for you to ask me live any questions you have for me, and I'm more than happy to answer it for you. So welcome, hi there, welcome for whoever is joining us, and please type for me at where are you watching us from, and thank you for tuning in. So I love youth and I really support them with all my heart because I have kids and I'm a mom as well. So I know like the importance of when you want to help your kids and you don't know what to do or how to do it or why they are not achieving the results that you want them to achieve. And people kind of get anxiety and get anxious about it. So today I'm going to tell you first why people are not or why your kids are not getting the results that you think they should get and what is really stopping them. It's not their teacher, it's not their mentor, it's not the circumstances. There is something way bigger than that, and I would love to share with you today. And exactly like what I do in my workshops, I start with telling the story of the baby elephant syndrome. Like for youth, many of them know it now, and I'm super excited about it. I'm super happy that they know and they understand how this is formed. And actually, it all comes down to something called the self-image. Your self-image, your kid's self-image, each one of us has a self-image, but none of us was born with a self-image. I'm going to say this again. Each one of us has a self-image, but no one was born with a self-image. And by self-image, guys, I mean it is your internal dialogue, what you tell you about you. Like, for example, when I'm driving my car or when I'm just like on my own or in front of my mirror, what do I tell myself? Oh, it was very stupid to say that. That was dumb. I will never do that. Oh, my parents were right. I will never amount to anything. Nobody's doing this as a job, whatever. Like this is your self-image. Because if you have a pen and paper, please write this down. We can never, ever, ever outperform our self-image, and neither does your kids. Okay, so what do I mean by that? If I have like the self-image, exactly the simplest way to explain it is like the thermostat. The thermostat. If you I live in Canada, so in Canada we have like the heating system or the AC system, everything is central. So if I have the heater set to a certain degree and then I feel it's becoming colder, then I feel like something is wrong. When I go and check there, I find some of the kids may have left the door open. Somebody like, so when I close it, oops, the temperature goes up again to where I adjust it. It will never go above it. If I had adjusted, for example, to 72 degrees, it will go back to 72 degrees. It's not going to go to 71. It's not going to go to 80. Okay? So each one of you, each one of your loved ones has a self-image. And this self-image was really well invested in the book called Psycho-Cybernetic by Dr. Maxwell Maltz in the 1960s. It was a masterpiece, honestly, because whatever is stopping your kid from achieving, or yourself even, from achieving any goal that you want, is what you believe about you that is not possible. And if we were not born with that, then how did they get this self-image? How was it planted there? Well, it's planted actually, part of it usually is because of us, and part hugely because of genetic programming and environmental programming. So what do I mean by that? Any beliefs your kid have about himself was inflicted due to what you have been telling them about themselves or what they can or they cannot achieve. Okay? And any belief that they have built up, it did not build up over a second. It was built up with repetition over and over and over again. And I usually tell the wonderful youth I attend with, I tell them, well, for example, Mirhan, were you told, when you were named Mirhan, did your mom told you your name is Mirhan, and if you forget it, then I'm gonna really slap you, I'm gonna give you a hard time? It never did happen this way. They kept on saying your name over and over and over and over until you knew that when they called this name, you would look, you would respond. That's exactly the same way how the beliefs, the self-limiting beliefs, were formed inside our beloved ones with repeating them. And many people think like, okay, like if I tell them, I'm always telling them what to do, I'm always cheering up for them. Well, actually, kids do not like to be lectured. Nobody likes to be told what to do, honestly. They just go by, like, they follow what is in the environment. They go by imitation. They follow the model of behavior that you are doing. So if you're always shouting and screaming, they will be shouting and will be really, really angry when talking to each other. They will be really like, the anger level will be really high because you are the model for them. You as a parent are the model for them. Okay, so if you are constantly criticizing them, and people do that without paying attention that this is what they are doing to their loved ones. They don't know that I'm doing this to my loved ones. Because, for example, I had the talk with the mom and she said, like, I didn't like the way she was talking to her dad. And I said, like, you know what? This really drives me crazy. This is what she said, quote unquote. And when I was your age, I never talked to my dad this way. I said, well, I think there are three things I mentioned before that break self-esteem. One of them is comparison, one of them is sarcasm, and one of them is criticism. So you have been comparing her to you. She's not you. Okay? So your kids are not you. Each one has a certain individualized curriculum. Hello, Mariam. Lovely having you here. So each one was born with a very tailored, highly individualized curriculum. It doesn't mean like I want to pass on my lessons to them. I want them not to have my mistakes. Well, they are meant to have mistakes by the way to learn. And maybe they come to learn different lessons than the one that you are meant to have in your lifetime. Well, it doesn't mean because they are my kids, they have to follow my path and everything. It doesn't work this way. It never works this way. So what you do, like for overprotective parents, what they try to do, I don't want them to feel this. I don't want them to fail. And by holding them back, you are just postponing. They're going to have this experience by anyway. By any means, they're going to have it. It's better to have it when they are kids or young and do these mistakes and learn along the way rather than getting older and not being able to do whatever they want. Like in their 30s, 40s, 50s, people are not sure what they want to do. Okay. Sorry, I have a question here. Amazing. Oh, thank you, Judith. Love to have you with us. Thank you, Judith, for joining us. So whatever you are trying to tell them, nobody loves preaching. Okay. Nobody loves preaching. Sorry, I'm just like trying to get the comments here to see you guys. So you just model for them the desired behavior. So if I have been telling them, for example, like, you see, you are not listening, and I'm screaming at them, or like I'm criticizing them, or I'm comparing them to their cousins or to their kids or whatsoever, is definitely you're chipping away their self-esteem. And then you say, I don't know why he doesn't or she doesn't have the confidence. I know she can do, why she cannot? Because of all this negative programming, which she did unintentionally. This is, guys, not for you to make you feel bad. We all did mistakes as parents, and we are still making, but we're learning along the way. So there is no tailored curriculum for like this fits all. No, because what matters is when people are doing or saying things that really hurt their kids, they are not aware what they are telling them. And that's why guidance is important. For example, I have like one of my programs is working with youth through their parents over a short period of time, because I can, like, youth, they cannot stand, you cannot, like, everybody's like, take the kids, tell them, we need you to give them whatsoever. Well, actually, it's you. If you really want the change to happen, it has to start with you first as a parent before you want to put them and say, like, you need to do this, you have to do that, because they will learn by you modeling for them. But like through the direct, like indirect presence of myself through you, you will be guided and having a better relationship with them. You will be guided and helping them to boost their self-esteem. So their self-image, they were not born with it. Can they change it? Absolutely they can. Absolutely they do. And there are tools to do that. There are lots of tools that you can when you know it, you will help them do it. Because I have to tell you something. Kids are easier to learn faster than adults. I'm going to say this again. Youth and kids get ideas and are way open minded, way better than adults. You know why? Because kids are making up their mind, but adults, they have to change their mind. And people resist change. People would rather die than change because change requires that they do something they are not used to, and change is one of the universal laws. Everything changes, nothing stays the same. Anything that stays the same is going the other way, which means it's dying, or it's not growing. So when trees stop growing or plants stop growing, they become really subtle, and it's easy to break because they become stiff. You can easily break them. Flexibility comes like youth are more flexible, young adults are more flexible. And actually, by you investing in you or changing the way your way with them, and knowing, you first have to know what you are doing not right so that you can fix the results, or otherwise it's not going to change. Makes sense to you guys? I hope this makes sense to you, because I wanted, yeah, why people are not getting the results. Okay, there are lots of tools that you need to use in order to help the youth in your life. It comes with visual aids, like if maybe you have photos for them with their desired goal, their goal, not your desired goal. Okay, this is one of the ways. Just because we are born, we learned in the school system the 3R model, which is read, remember, repeat. And this means like when they test you in the information that you studied over a period of time, then you are granted success. It means that you know the information. This is BS. I'm sorry to say that, because if you know something and your results does not reflect it, it means that you do not know it. I'm saying this again for you. If I know something and my results does not reflect it, this means I don't know it. Even I can teach it, if I can say it out loud, even I can repeat it, if I can be like preaching everyone about it, if my results are not reflecting it, then I don't know it. Then I don't know as well the power of self-image, the power of the self-talk. Okay, because there are lots of pillars to the self-image. The most important one of them is your inner self-talk, and one of them is how you see yourself. Because lots of people, for example, like all scientists guys and all hit like top achievers in the world, honestly, I'm not saying like they are only 3% of the population, and they are not different than you or me in anything. The difference in our results is a reflection of our self-image and our self-belief about what we can and what we cannot achieve. And this takes me now with you to the point of procrastination. People procrastinate. Procrastination, if nobody knows the term, it means that you do not take action and you put things off for days and months and years. You don't act on it on the spot. So why people procrastinate? Because of a poor self-image and because of lacking confidence, lacking faith in themselves. And one of the biggest things that stops people, most people honestly, is the fear of rejection and criticism. And that's why one of the things I teach like is the three basic things that if you want to raise confident youth and for any successful relationship, to stop sarcasm. It's not funny to make fun of other people. Even if you think this is funny, it's not funny. You should be adult and responsible to hold yourself. Like, I'm not going to make people laugh at the expense of making my son or daughter feel bad about themselves. And then it takes years to heal them from traumas and from low self-esteem. So the more it starts with you, it always starts with us as adults in their lives and as authority figure in their life. Okay, so sarcasm, take it out. Even if you say like it's a joke, or they are not funny, I don't want to talk. No, it's not fun anyways. It's not fun to hurt someone else's feeling. It's not fun at all. Okay, so sarcasm, criticism, because when you are like, because usually we have the red mentality, red pencil mentality mindset. Most parents do have that. And this means, I mean by that, is that you focus on what they did wrong. For example, the kids who would get like lots of B's and one C, like why the C? Why did you, like, you're not celebrating the B's? Come on. What the heck? I mean, like, even if they fail a year, so what? Seriously, so what? Lots of people finish university and finish school and graduate and they don't find jobs. So why are you rushing them? If this is like, not all plants grow at the same level, like some plants need like a few days, some plants need few weeks, some plants would need years. Like the oak tree, it needs like 100 years, honestly, to grow and be gigantic the size it is, but along the way it's growing. Okay, so sarcasm, criticism, and comparison. And comparison is nonstop. If you, by the way, are doing this to yourself, you as a parent, you are unconsciously doing it to your loved ones. Okay, and that's why I saw lots of gaps between parents dealing with their youth or their kids, and they say, well, they don't want to talk to us, they don't listen, we keep on shouting. It's not about like, it's not about them, honestly. It's about the earlier you know how to deal with them, the earlier you know, even if your kids are still babies, you will be very well prepared in order to help them and to help them boost their self-esteem. That's why I always recommend people reach out, even if you are new parents. Reach out if you are about to be getting married soon. Reach out. The earlier you know about the self-image and how powerful it is, because you are an authority figure in them. And this is what I help, honestly, my clients to achieve, to get the phenomenal results they get and to improve the relationship with their loved ones. You have to change the self-image and understand the mechanism. You can be like, I share honestly, guys, with you lots of valuable tools. I have as well like three habits, daily habits that can success habits for you to build. And I have it, it's free. I give it free. If you want, just tell me I want it, please, or tell me tips and tools, and I'm gonna send it to you. You can read it, you can listen to me, but if the inner dialogue and your way of thinking did not change, the mindset did not change, don't expect results to change, and don't expect to help your kids to change. Okay, it's a tool, it's a mindset game. Okay, and right now, like one of the as well things I hear from parents, well, they're always on their tablets. Well, who bought the tablets in the first place? We did. And now we are complaining that, well, they are living in the virtual worlds, and they are like not kind of separated. And I remember very well, like years ago, when I'm not sure just the name of who said so, but he said like, I'm really afraid that there come a day when people will be hypnotized, and they will be sitting together, and each one will be in his own world, and they will be so separate from each other and separate from reality. And then, I mean, like, I'm really scared this day, and this day has come. And with them having access to the internet, everything is hello, lovely, happy to hear you too. So with them as well, like having access to the internet, having access to all information, well, everything is easy and tempting for them if their foundation is not strong enough. There are lots of people who can mislead them. There are not all the information which is available on the internet is the best for them. But you know what? I noticed that people are ready for more information, but not all people are ready for transformation. People are honestly ready for information, but not for transformation. And this is the model that we are used to from schools. Lots of information. You find people having MBAs and BA and like doctors and professors, and having miserable life, having miserable relationship, are in debt to their head, and they don't know what to do. It has nothing to do with the outside. It has to do with their internal self-image. And this is one of the major things that people has to pay attention to. If you don't know how to deal with your kids, well, reach out, say like I'm not sure what to do with them. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Reach out, guys. I offer lots of help, and I offer lots of free help. So you can just reach out and tell me, Rasha, how can I help? Can you help me with that? So right. I mean, like, there is no shame in asking for help if we don't know how to fix a challenge that we're having with them, because the earlier you know about it, the younger they are, the better the results and the better your relationship is going to be with them. Okay, all right. So remember, I always talk like self-image is really important. If your self image doesn't change, meaning your internal dialogue and the limiting beliefs which you are not aware of, because if you knew, you wouldn't have changed it. Hello, Nermeen, love you back. If you know how to change it yourself, you would have done it. You would have done it, right? So we are not aware. And usually in my workshop, I would say a proverb which everybody knows. Everybody knows. And I'll find people will just continue the proverb. And I say, like, were I brought with you the same house? They would tell me no. Were we in the same school? No. Well, you see, there's a cultural programming as well, because we were in the same culture, and you are not aware what is running playing in the background. If you were born with scarcity mindset, and this is by to just to explain it to you, like with parents who fight over money, or parents who are always thinking like, okay, comparing prices and seeing like, oh, this is too expensive for us, like putting these limiting beliefs. Some people stop asking for what they want because they think their parents will fight, it was gonna cause pain to the people I love, so I'm not gonna ask for what I want. Lots of kids like are like that, by the way. Okay, and you are not aware of what you are doing, what kind of, like, what, where I'm gonna get them this, how I'm gonna, well, ask for help. Ask for help, guys. The faster, the younger they are, the better the results will be. Okay, so don't feel bad, but there is always solution. If I don't know something, honestly, I would seek guidance from somebody who's an expert in the field. Why not? I love doing that. I love investing in myself and asking for help when I need help in something that I don't know how to handle it. Because if I knew how to do it, I would. If my mom knew how, she would have done it. Like I wouldn't need it. I cannot ask my mom, I cannot ask my parents, I cannot ask my friends, because they have the same level of thinking. When I want to change results in my life, I have to raise my level of thinking. If I want to help my kids, I have to change my way of thinking. So I need to talk to someone else. And I advise you to work with someone who is not in harmony with what you think. Because if I'm always agreeing, you're right, oh, life is hard, you're very true, kids are so stubborn, well, don't work with these people, because they're not going to help you. They have your same like way of thinking. Is not going to help you. Results change when we change our level of thinking. The results you currently have is a direct effect and reflection. They are just an effect. There is a law of cause and effect. The cause has to change, otherwise the effect will stay the same. Okay, so I truly, truly appreciate everybody who was able to tune in with me live today. I love your lives. Seek help. Ask if you want to ask me anything honestly. There is no right or wrong answer. I'm not gonna shame you or like say like, how do you do that? I'm here to help. So thank you so much, people on Facebook, people on Instagram, and people on LinkedIn. I love you so much. Okay. Yes, live. I love you, guys. Thank you for being able to make it. I love you back. Hello. I love you guys. Thank you for all the loves. Oh, I'm so overwhelmed. I love you all back. So just ask, because the longer you stay, if you say like, okay, they are still, people usually wait for the problem to happen. Well, but like, I love being proactive. I love to learn more. When I learned more and I knew lots of things I didn't know, honestly. And it doesn't matter how old you are. Not necessarily that somebody who's older than you knows better than you. This is like IBS that, because like lots of people are older than you and they live their life in circle on hamster wheel, and they're having really bad results. So it doesn't have to be by age, by the way. There are lots of promising youth. I spoke to lots of them since I came to Egypt. I love them. They are open-minded, they are willing to learn, they understand quickly, they are open to new ideas, and they put in the effort because they know that they are the ones, they understand it is their responsibility to change their life if they want different results. They are not blaming, like, I don't like this. Blaming and complaining doesn't go with people who really want to change. And honestly, guys, like, if you need help, just reach out. I can as well send you my free 3 tips for having a successful, productive day. And specifically, it helps adults to calm down their brains, so when they deal with their youth and or their kids, they are calm. There is no point in venting your anger on them. That's really not acceptable, guys, because it's gonna create lots of traumas in them. And by trauma, I mean like we all have traumas. I'm not saying this to say like we all have it, but we were not born with it. Okay, so just like when we know something, I won't go and check an eye doctor unless I know that something is hurting me in my eyes. So if you feel like I need how to deal with my youth, how to bring up confident youth, what are the tools to use, what is the best way, reach out and say help, or call me, or like send me an inbox, and I will reply to you personally, to each everyone. Like I always read all the messages myself, and I respond to them myself as well. Okay, so love you guys, and thank you so much, and wish you a wonderful rest of the day, and stay beautiful as you are, and see you very soon. Bye bye.